Hi, I'm Cindy and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a new segment that I am creating called Real People, Real Talk. It's starting today, and in Real People, Real Talk, I am going to talk to people about the finer points of their careers and what they do, and a little bit about why they do them. So without further ado, here's the rest of the video. So, how have you been?
Good. How about you?
I've been good. Um, not, I don't know. I don't know how people open and they do these things. I'm just asking the question so I'm less uncomfortable. You're my first ever interviewee.
Well, hello for first.
Okay, so I already know you, but let's fill the audience in on who you are and what you do.
My name's Catherine. I'm Cindy's cousin. I also own several private businesses. I own Petticoat Photography, which is a body positivity boudoir photography company here out of Denver, Colorado. And I also own Don't Be Jelly, an online jams and jelly service that you can order. And I also manage for a personalization business, which I won't mention since I don't own it.
Okay. How has COVID affected your business or businesses, seeing as you have multiple?
Definitely a big difference. Um, Even with body positivity, not a whole lot of people want to do boudoir photography between their COVID bods and a lack of extra income. So it's forced me to kind of branch out and explore other types of photography, as well as other marketing ideas. Before, I used to do photography weekends, which would be like for the major holidays like Valentine's Day, Christmas, even 4th of July and Veterans Day are pretty big in the boudoir world. Um, and we would just rent out a high-end hotel, book a hair and photography, a hair and makeup girl, and just do an all-in-one mini sessions. And that definitely was a very busy and profitable way to run my business. However, with COVID and I cannot talk today, sanitizing in between clients and everything, the hotel mini weekend does not come out plausible anymore. So it's mostly outdoor boudoir in people's homes, and definitely slowed down. I would say down probably 75%. And as far as jams and jellies, which I usually run as a seasonal business, with everybody being so cautious with food prep and sanitation, um, people are much more cautious about ordering home-based businesses. And so I've decided until things die down a little bit more, at least out here in Denver, I'm going to leave the jams and jellies closed probably until after Thanksgiving.
Okay. How long have you been working for yourself?
I opened my first company for myself in 2011. I opened an in-home care company out in San Diego, California. I ran that successfully with multiple employees working for me for about 4 years. Sold off that company, started a photography business in the meantime, Petticoat Photography, which originally was from San Diego. Ran that successfully for about 2.5 years before moving out here, and then started my businesses out here last year.
Okay. How many businesses have you had?
Uh,
And what about entrepreneurship speaks to you?
I've had a total of 3 businesses for myself. I like entrepreneurship because you can be your own boss and you make money based on how driven you are. I find that I'm a very driven person and like to really push the envelope. And when you work for yourself, you don't have to necessarily worry on if everybody is as dedicated as you are, especially when you're first starting out, because you are your marketing person, you are your salesperson, you are the talent. Um, and until you really make it big, you're really the only one working for yourself. So if you're not motivated, you're not making money.
What inspired you to create your own business, the photography business?
Um, I used to model. After I left my first husband, I did plus size modeling. And it helped me find a confidence that I had lost somewhere along the lines of my marriage. Um, and it was very empowering for me personally to feel like I was beautiful and to feel like people would want to see me. And when I decided to stop modeling, mostly because my son was getting older and I didn't, not that I was ashamed of what I was doing, but I didn't necessarily want him to ever have to answer for any of my choices. Um, I decided I wanted to bring that body positivity and confidence to other people and let people know that you can be beautiful at any size, any shape, any color. We are all equal, and there is something beautiful about all of us. And I believe that every woman or man or whatever deserves to feel that way. And that is my goal, is to make everyone feel confident and fearless and beautiful, even if it's just for a few hours.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you.
What are some of the important aspects of growing a business?
You definitely have to market, 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 market. You can't get your name out there enough. Social media is huge for marketing right now, and has been over the last couple of years. Use free marketing to your advantage. If you have the time and the know-how, you can always get your name out there, between different groups for local areas, running specials. Just definitely get your name out there. That is the most important thing, because any small business starting out, word of mouth is all you have.
When did you start budgeting and managing your money? Was it easy for you?
Definitely not easy in the beginning. When I first started working for myself, I was married to my high school sweetheart. Didn't really need to work, but just did it as something for myself. And then later on that year, I left him and took on my entire household's bills on my own, in addition to running my business and raising an, at that time, toddler. I had to figure out how to manage both money and time very quickly. And it was one of those things where you're just thrown in the middle of the ocean and you either have to sink or swim. Budgeting definitely is not easy, um, but luckily, our grandfather taught us about money management very early in life. Um, so he always taught, if you don't have money to pay for it out of your pocket right then and there, you obviously don't need it. And I've kind of adopted that in my business sense as well as in my personal life. And I find that I don't overindulge very often because of it.
Okay. What advice would you give someone who has had trouble saving money?
Start with little steps. Start a change jar that you can't get into, like one of those big water jugs. And every time you go to the store, all of your change, start throwing that in there. And you'll find that you don't even miss it. Then start throwing in, say you break a 20 and you get $7 in ones, throw your ones in there too, every time you spend. And then when you get a little bit more secure, start throwing all the change from that in there. You know, give yourself a budget in cash, and whatever you don't use, throw it in that jar. You'll be surprised how quickly that will add up. Also, writing out all of your bills and figuring out exactly how much you need for the month, and then take whatever's left over and divide it in half at first, and then a third, and then a fourth, and reduce your entertainment and frivolous spending. Um, Less is always more. You don't want to be cluttered. You don't want to have too much. If you buy something new, get rid of something. Live a very minimalistic life, and you'll find that you're happier. You declutter your house, you declutter your mind, you declutter your finances. It all goes hand in hand.
What is your money mindset? How does it affect your ability to earn money?
I am very, very driven. Money is not the most important thing by any means. Memories and experiences and stuff like that definitely take precedence, but money does make the world go round. However, I feel like if you are driven, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your education level, it doesn't matter your experience. If you're hungry, you will find a way. And we all just need to be motivated. Definitely motivated. Go out there, earn, provide for your family, give your kids a better life than you had.
What challenges did you face starting your first business?
Definitely a lack of confidence first. I wasn't sure if straight out of nursing school, if I would be good at running a nursing business. Um, I Some days there were just not enough hours in the day, not enough hours in the week. Definitely struggled in the beginning. Was working 120-hour weeks, barely seeing my son, and as a single mom, that was difficult. But I was lucky enough to have family and a supportive boyfriend at the time, and we all worked together. Um, but it is a struggle. But if it was easy, everybody would do it.
What have you learned that you can carry over to now?
Um, Definitely always rely on yourself. You never know what's going to happen in this economy. You don't know if you're going to have a job from day to day. You don't know if you can support your family from day to day. If you're married, you don't know if your marriage is going to last. If you're with a partner, always have your own things. That way, you're never stuck in a situation um, that's dangerous or even just uncomfortable. You always want to be independent. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable in a job. Always learn, always challenge yourself, always better yourself, hold yourself to a higher standard. Customer service, bring back the old customer service where the customer's always right. Don't be argumentative. Try to have a very positive outlook and a positive business. Treat people the way you'd want not only yourself treated, but also your family members. And just remember that in these hard economic times, there are so many other places that people could be spending their money, but if they're choosing to buy your goods or service, um, earn their business.
Okay. And where can people find you?
I am on Facebook for my jams and jellies. Don't Be Jealous, or sorry, Don't Be Jelly is on Facebook. You can find me on there. My website is linked on that as well. And as far as my photography, my business is online as well. And anybody in the Denver area wanting to book, I can give you my information and they can link up with me.